Assalamu alaikum, boys and girls, and welcome to Storytime. Today we've got a very special story called The Pious Man and His Sons, and it is about Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam. Are you sitting comfortably? In that case, we'll get started. The Prophet Yaqub was a very pious man. He lived in a city called Canaan, about 30 miles north of Jerusalem. He and his family lived in tents, and he had 12 sons, and Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam was the youngest son. One day, Nabi Yusuf had an unusual dream. He saw that 11 stars and 11 moons all bowed down to him. When he woke up, he told his father about this dream, and his father knew that this meant that great and important things lay in store for his youngest son. Nabi Yaqub always used to love Nabi Yusuf so much, and the other brothers started to feel a little bit jealous of Nabi Yusuf. One day, they decided to make a plan to hurt him. They would all go together, looking after the family's animals, and they would just grumble and mutter and complain between themselves and think of a way that they could hurt Nabi Yusuf. One day, they asked their father if they could take Nabi Yusuf with them on a picnic. The father was not very sure, but in the end he agreed. They took Nabi Yusuf out for a picnic, and when they reached somewhere close to a deep, deep well, they took him from behind and they dragged him to the well and they threw him down the well. Nabi Yusuf landed on the bottom of the well with a thud. He could not escape because the walls were so steep and so slippery. But he was a brave boy and he did not cry, and he just turned to Allah and asked him for help. The brothers went back to their father and they made up a story. They told their father that a wolf had come to eat Nabi Yusuf. Their father felt so upset that Nabi Yusuf was no longer with him. Nabi Yusuf lay at the bottom of the dark, cold well for about 3 nights. In the meantime, a caravan from Syria heading for Egypt camped next to the well. One of the people from the caravan was thirsty and wanted some water, so he threw his bucket into the well to fetch some water, and as he was pulling up the rope of the bucket, to his surprise, there was a beautiful boy clinging onto the bucket. The caravan people took this beautiful boy, who was Nabi Yusuf, to Egypt, and they sold him to an Egyptian prince who was called Al-Aziz. Al-Aziz took this innocent and beautiful boy to his wife and told his wife to take very good care of him. In this way, Allah helped Nabi Yusuf to escape from the well and to reach the most advanced city of the time in Egypt, where he would then go on to do great things. In this way, Allah always helps those who remain steadfast and follow His path. Did you enjoy that story about Nabi Yusuf? The story has many, many more parts to it. So tonight, before you go to sleep, why don't you ask your parents if they could tell you a little bit more about Nabi Yusuf? Bye-bye, and inshallah see you again in another story time.